everyone, my name is Pamela. I'm the founder and CEO of Pamela's Essentials. I'm a seasoned expert in Kundalini Yoga, which is a multidimensional yoga practice encompassing the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual side of the whole human. Using this one practice, I am adept at helping individuals optimize their total health and well-being. And that is what we're here to talk about today, are the 5 big ways to go ahead and fully optimize your total health and well-being. Just a little bit more about me. I started my journey about 10 years ago. I was just at high school and trying to go to college, didn't know what I wanted, didn't know my purpose. I was drinking well before I should have, putting a lot of my self-worth into men. I was job bouncing, all kinds of things. And then I moved through a very long-term relationship that didn't serve me. And then about 4 years ago was when that ended, started a new job, moved into a new place, and my anxiety, depression, everything went through the roof. So talk about looking fine on the outside. I still went to work, I still did the things. I paid my bills, I went out, I grocery shopped just like a normal person, but inside I was broken, okay? And somewhere deep down, I think we're all a little bit broken, but it's what we do with that, right? And there was room to heal, there was room to grow, and that's what happened to me. That's when I got into the yoga, and that is when I got into learning to teach, and that is when people were coming to me for guidance, and finally somebody said, why not you monetize this, right? So Pamela's Essentials was born. I created a company where I could go ahead and take my yoga and the idea of life coaching and smush it together. And I am now a yoga life coach. I teach people how to take all these amazing things that we do on the mat to optimize our total health and well-being and take them into the real world. So like I mentioned tonight, we're gonna talk about all of the different ways you can optimize your total health and well-being, okay? So first thing I wanna talk about here, when we talk about total health and well-being, again, it's not just what's on the outside, because a lot of people think it's the physical. They want to go to the gym, they want to get big and strong, they want to do all these things. But if you're not taking care of your inside, if you're not looking at your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, you're not going to get anywhere, okay? So one of the biggest amazing habits that I have cultivated that I do believe optimizes your total health and well-being is that of meditation. Now, I'm not talking turning your mind off. I'm not talking about that whole, kind of sitting on a mountain and just zenning out. That's all wonderful. But for the average person like you and I that have jobs and families and homes and businesses to run, we have to be able to do this when it works for us, right? So with meditation, what it's going to do is, again, it's not meant to turn your brain off, but it's meant to give you a clarity, kind of lift that brain fog, right? It's going to go ahead and help you with your anxiety. If you're having sleepless nights, maybe you feel really overwhelmed, it's going to go ahead and actually bring you and level you up. So this way, again, when you can get rid of the anxieties, when you can get rid of the decision fatigue, when you can start clearing out some of that space for the noise, the chatter, the brain calories that you're burning for no reason, that's when you know it's working. Okay, one of the easiest ways I can recommend, and I can do it with you right here in the next minute, just to have you learn how to meditate, is honestly, you can do it sitting anywhere. If you're in a chair, just put your feet flat on the ground. If you're sitting, that's great. Biggest thing, open up those shoulders, so roll them back, close your eyes, and just take a few deep breaths. Let the breath fill your belly. Let it go into your diaphragm. Let it go up to your heart center. When you get all the way to the top, you can let out a big exhale. And if you can do that just for even a minute a day, work your way up to 3 minutes, 5 minutes, until you feel really good, you're gonna notice a change. I highly recommend doing that first thing in the morning, but it's great even before bed. It's great during your day if you start, again, getting into those rat wheels there. Another big habit to start cultivating to work on your total health and well-being are boundaries. Yes, I know, easier said than done, but they are essential, okay? In our lives, we run into those people that are kind of like energy-sucking vampires, right? They just have nothing good to say. They just want everything to go their way. They just want to complain. That is pulling a boundary, right? When you say yes, when it is a total hell's no, that is defeating a boundary. So we need to learn what we need to do to be the good kind of selfish, to take care of us, to again cultivate that total health and well-being. It's not just what's on the outside. You might look fine, you might have all the energy, you might be able to do the 100 things that people are asking and pulling you in these directions, but it's not good up here. So that's where the boundaries come into play. So boundaries is a big one. And if you've never taken the time to journal, I know a lot of this may sound like woo out there, but journaling, I'm not talking just the Dear Diary kind of stuff. I'm actually talking making your gratitude list and writing your affirmations and questioning the things that you know will take you to the next level. You know, deciding on your why and your wants. I highly recommend you get a journal and you start writing. Get this stuff up and out. Get these feelings out. What you write, you invite. I'm telling you, it makes it a commitment from you. You're putting it on paper. It becomes reality. Okay. Now, when it comes to, I'm going to break it down now because like I said, we were talking about the total health. So, right, we have physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So those are kind of the big ones that I just mentioned for habits, but let's break it down. So for your physical health and well-being, okay, I like any kind of movement. So when I say movement, again, that can be anything that it means to you. So if you like to do your yoga, you like to go to the gym, you like to go running, walking, hiking, biking, swimming, you name it, as long as you're getting some kind of movement into your body. Because that is one of the biggest parts of us is our physical body. And oftentimes when we're feeling depressed, when we're feeling anxious, lethargic, tired, things like that, it's often because we just need to move, okay? The body is not meant to be stagnant. We are meant to move. So it's that idea of move a muscle, change a thought. It's gonna not only trigger your body, not only are you gonna feel good and look good, but mentally it's gonna help you to expand on that level as well, okay? Now, probably the least talked about part of your physical health is your skincare, right? Skincare is a great routine that you want to focus on for your health and well-being because, again, it's not just physical, but it's also going to help you mentally. Two great things that I like to do for my skincare is I swear by dry brushing. Literally, you want to get this natural bristle brush and you're just going to, you should probably do it in the shower, not gonna lie to you, but your dry skin, and you're gonna make little circles and you're gonna bring them towards your heart center, your arms, your legs, your belly. What that's doing is it's increasing circulation in your body. It's creating more blood flow. You're removing the dead skin cells, all these things that are just gross and holding you back, okay? It's also a very meditative experience because the more you do it, you get into that rhythm, you feel it in your body. It's actually really good. And the other one that I really like is an Ayurvedic technique, and it's called Abhyanga. Okay, say it one more time, Abhyanga. And that is your idea of self-massage. So after you dry brushed, take your favorite massage oil, coconut oil, whatever it is for you, and same deal, same slow circles, same inward direction. And that is a great way to help with your physical health, okay? And the other big one I want to talk about is food, because we all like to eat, right? I'm a foodie, I like to eat. Now, recently, about 6 months ago, I went more plant-based than anything. So I'm not gonna say vegan, I will say plant-based because I do make an exception for sushi. But your digestive system, just on a side note, is like the biggest working system in your body. And that is gonna affect your physical health. Because when we eat things that are not good for us, the sugars, the processed food, heavy things, dairy is not really great for us. That's when we feel bloated, we feel kind of gross. Then again, we get tired, we end up in those food comas. It's just not healthy. So we want to do our best to eat more plants, put less processed foods in our body. So this way we can fire on all cylinders. We're detoxing the digestive system. We're giving it an opportunity to start firing on all cylinders. So this way we can get nice and strong on that end. So yes, I'm not telling you to go vegan. I'm not even telling you to go vegetarian. Just watch what you're putting in your body because that's just as important as what you do on the outside, okay? The next thing we're gonna talk about is optimizing your emotional wellness, okay? So again, we said we have our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So mentally, earlier you heard me talk about meditation. Emotionally, these are your emotions. These are your feelings. So this isn't necessarily even your mental capacity where we have our thoughts and our logical brain and all of these things. Emotions are your feels. And that is probably, in my opinion, one of the least talked about healthy kind of things because most people don't want to talk about their feelings. Most people don't even want to acknowledge their feelings, right? We want to stuff all those things that make us uncomfortable way deep down. We don't remember the bad things that happen. We don't want to remember how these things make us feel. You know, we see that person that did it to us and we want to go to the opposite side of the street. We need to take care of that side of us, because that, again, takes its toll. That's what causes the anxiety, the fight or flight response, the sleepless nights, the edginess, the anger, all of those emotions that are really uncomfortable. We want to acknowledge them. They are a part of us. We're allowed to be that way. We're human. But it's what we do with them. So do we want to harbor them, or do we want to let them up and out? Right? So feeling your feels, that's a big one for your emotional wellness. Now coming along again with the feeling, with acknowledging the feeling. So if you're meditating and the stuff's coming up and out, let it, okay? It doesn't mean you have to address it, you have to talk to it, you have to make it real. But you can look at it and honestly just see it from a place of non-judgment, from that witness consciousness. Just let it be. It's okay. Just let the feelings come up, see them, understand them, let them be. The next big thing to help with that emotional wellness is acceptance. Again, they are a part of us, right? So as much as we accept them, we're accepting ourselves. Okay, and again, I know that's easier said than done. I know you're probably all like, oh my goodness. But I'm still working on that every day. This is still a part of me. This is something that I struggle with, are feelings, right? Like I talked about earlier, about us all being some kind of a broken inside. And some of us are more broken than others, and that's okay. You know, a friend of mine, said that once. It's just more about accepting that broken piece of you. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Japanese art of kintsugi. I don't know if I said that right, but my point is, though, what it is when they find a piece of broken pottery, rather than saying it's broken and it's damaged and let's throw it out, what they do is they repair that broken piece with some kind of lacquer dust of gold or platinum or silver. They make it like new again, right? So rather than just disguising it, again, throwing it away, putting it in a corner, they're actually repairing it. They're healing it. They're putting the love, and just think about it, gold, silver, platinum, these rich, expensive elements. They're putting it into it. They're repairing it. They're making it new and real and healing and transforming it. So in that same way, we need to do that for ourselves. That's why feeling our feelings, accepting them, gives us the time to actually heal, repair, and transform. And that's done on the emotional level. We cannot do that on the physical necessarily. We cannot do that just with the mental. We have to dig deep. And one of the best ways to start that is with a gratitude practice. Now, gratitude, this idea of gratitude, appreciation, it cannot live in the same space as your fear or scarcity mindset. You can't think both ways at the same time. It is impossible. Okay? So if you've never done a gratitude practice before, you're one of those people that's maybe living in that protective mind. You're always looking for the other shoe to drop. You're always risk assessing. You're looking for the dangers rather than saying, you know what, I'm grateful for what I have. I'm glad this is here. This is all going to work out because I already have that. Okay. So again, you're in a different place when you're in a state of gratitude. The best way to start is get up in the morning, take 5 minutes, if that, and I want you to write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. And again, you can write them down. You want to say them out loud. I have a friend who does them on video, which I think is fabulous. They put them in their Instagram stories every day. Choose your medium, but go ahead and write down, video, whatever it is, 3 to 5 things you are grateful for. Do that every day. Because again, when you start moving from a place of gratitude, you're going to notice you're more open to receive. You're going to feel happier. You're going to feel lighter. Emotionally, you're not going to be focused on those areas of stress and control and anxiety and all of these things. You're actually going to feel more amazing. Okay. Now let's talk about the spiritual wellness, right? So spiritual wellness, okay, that is a big one, especially because the more people I talk to, so I was raised Roman Catholic. I'll tell you a little bit about me there. So I went to church. We went to CCD every Sunday. I was baptized, went to communion, went to confession. I think I got that backwards. Got confirmed. Went through the whole gambit, right? Do I go to church anymore? No, I'm very lapsed. I don't even know if I'm allowed to walk in one anymore. But in all seriousness though, I consider myself a spiritual person. I went through a phase where I wasn't sure what I believed in. So if you're one of those people out there that is like, somebody asks you, do you believe in God? You don't have to answer that. You're allowed to be not sure, because that's how I was for a while. You're allowed to decide what you want to believe in spiritually. And again, that all comes back to your connection with yourself. So, insert your higher power there. I don't know if it's God, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, I don't even know. Whatever it is for you. Having a connection to a higher power, even if it's just the universe, even if it's just this belief that there's something bigger than you out there, that's the catch for your spiritual wellness. Because when you have nothing to believe in, I don't know, to me that just feels really discouraging, right? It just feels like you've got nothing to put your faith into, nothing to trust has your back. And yeah, you can think, your friends have your back, your parents have your back, but having something to talk to pray to meditate to, that's what's important. You need something to connect to that is bigger than you, that you honestly believe is out there for you, okay? So kind of coming back full circle here. So when it comes to spiritual wellness, meditating is your friend. Meditating is your friend physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Okay. Because again, when we meditate, we're putting our body into a state of calmness. We're putting our body into a state of relaxation. Your body is getting more of a sleep state than it does when you go lay in your bed and sleep at night. Okay. So physically, you're getting this amazing rest. Mentally, again, we're clearing out that brain fog. We're removing all of those things that, again, are burning those brain calories for no reason whatsoever. Emotionally, it's helping us accept ourselves. It's letting us clear up all those feelings and anything we're holding on to that's not serving us. But spiritually, it's giving ourselves somewhere to let these things up and out to. Okay? Because the universe, your higher power, whatever it is, it will take them. It will absorb them. It's there for you, okay? And then once you're open, once you start clearing this out and you create space in the body, now you've got somewhere to receive. So as you're vibrating in that state of gratitude, as you've let these darknesses and awful emotions and these things come up that just weren't serving you, now you've got room so the universe can slip in there and give you things to help you, to give you a sign, give you a sense of purpose, right? So that is huge. So I highly recommend that. If you are not a super religious person and prayer is not a thing for you, I suggest you start. And again, it doesn't have to be the whole kneel at the side of the bed, put your hands together and pray. You don't have to go to church to do it. You can literally do it in your practice, right? You can do this anytime, anywhere. The biggest thing, prayer in the traditional sense, it's just this ability to create some kind of communication with your higher power, whatever that is for you. So again, when I was raised, you were taught to pray again on the edge of the bed, down on your knees. You go to church, you drop the little rest down there, you're on the pew. Again, every other religion out there has their way to pray, and that's fine. But it's not for everybody, okay? When I started my journey, like I said, my yoga journey, roughly 4 years ago, it was explained to me, just when you're just meditating and you're just thinking and again, the stuff is coming up and out, you're creating this golden chain, okay, to your higher power. This is your place to let these emotions, these things that are bothering you, these things that you're grateful for, this is where they can vibrate and connect you from this physical self to your, again, spiritual self to your infinite, okay? I don't want to go too far out that road, but that is how it works. And one of the best ways, if just sitting and breathing isn't your jam for meditating, if you don't think you can do it, I am going to tell you that grounding is the best practice. It's great for your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, and your spiritual health. Grounding, the principle of grounding is to go outside, okay? So if it's your backyard, if you go to the beach, you go to a park, a wildlife preserve, I don't know. Whatever your outside is for you, go out there. And if it's possible, I implore you, take your shoes off, Okay, put your feet in the grass, in the dirt, in the sand, and just feel that. Scrunch your toes around, flatten your foot out. Because physically what you're doing is by connecting to the earth has a negative charge. Okay, this is, I don't want to get too sciencey on you, but the earth has a negative charge. And our bodies are the opposite. So when we actually step on the ground here, those negative ions, that negative charge, when we absorb that, it's connecting us more to the earth, which in turn connects us more to our higher power on that spiritual level, right? So not only is your physical body getting the benefits of touching the earth, but so is the rest of you, your total human body, you're a human being. So that's the first thing. And then go ahead and walk around a little bit. And then if possible, you can either just stand there, put your arms long, close your eyes. Or if you want, go ahead and sit. Sit down if you can, if you're not worried about getting too dirty and it's a safe place. And same deal, go ahead and close your eyes. Roll the shoulders up to your ears and roll them back. Put your hands right in your lap, around your knees, and just breathe. Long, deep breaths, again, filling your body from the bottom to the top of your head and all the way back down. And then this is where we want to focus on the 5 senses, because our 5 senses trigger all 4 of those health and well-being spots. So again, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So, when you're sitting there and your eyes are closed and you think about your physical self, you think about what you're hearing. Let all the sounds come to you. But again, don't hold on to them. Don't judge them. Just let them run through. No big deal. And then when you're done, when you think you've heard everything, go ahead and move to the next sense. Maybe you notice what you smell. Take that big inhale. What do you smell around you? Smell it all. And then move into your sight. Now, even though your eyes are closed, notice what shadows, what colors, what's dancing behind those eyelids. Just notice. You might see things. You might be surprised when you open that third eye a little bit. And then notice what you feel. Maybe you feel the wind coming up your skin. Maybe you feel a breeze. Maybe there's a little butterfly on your shoulder, whatever it is. Just let that feeling come in, okay? And if you're really adventurous, go ahead and stick your tongue out and notice what you taste. Let everything happen. But eventually what you're going to notice is your body has now taken in and looked at all these 5 senses, and it's found its way to its center, because now you've let go of all the things that are distracting you. Physically, mentally, you've created a singular focus so you can come back to your center. Emotionally, you've tapped into those 5 senses. And then spiritually, you have gotten in touch with your higher power. It is there with you right now. And if you do that every day, like I said, if it's a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you may find you want to sit there longer. By all means, go for it. Don't be afraid to do it. It's super good for you. It's going to totally change your entire health and well-being. So I'm a big proponent of grounding. So I hope that explains a lot of the different ways to optimize your total health and well-being. I hope it gave you some ideas, things to explore for your physical self. I hope it let you open-mindedly absorb some new things for your mental health. I do hope it also allowed you to get in touch with those emotions. I hope you get in touch even more, understand yourself more, accept yourself more. And I do hope, especially for those of you out there that maybe, and again, even if you don't believe in God, but have some faith in something bigger than you. Something else is out there. And just trust it. Because again, it's not just about what you do physically. Yeah, you want to be aesthetically pleasing. You want to be attractive. We all want to feel good. We want to look good, right? But it starts on the inside. As cheesy as that probably sounds. It really does. When our brains are fully on, when our emotions are something that we can balance out. And again, we have a little bit of faith and gratitude that it's all working in our favor. That's the change. And then physically, it's even gonna help you feel better. If you have any questions, please go ahead and definitely let me know. You can send me any messages, email me, reach out to me on social media, on YouTube. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos, more fun trainings and inspirational stuff. I am on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter Everything, just look up Pamela's Essentials. TikTok is coming soon. That is going to be a thing. And otherwise, yes, my website also is Pamela'sEssentialSelf.com. And yes, you can find me, you can message me. I do respond to all my stuff personally. So if you've got something out there that's resonated with you, give me a shout. And I will see you guys all next time. Bye.